Part 271. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2701. Only in this way will it be easier to subdue her later. A smile gradually appeared on the corner of Fang Fan's mouth, thinking to himself, and then secretly took out a holy level serum card. With the holy serum card in hand, all the poisons in the world will naturally disappear invisible. The healing card can instantly heal the wound. The serum card can instantly eliminate toxins. The two cards complement each other, crushing all dissatisfaction. Fang Fan licked his lips, thinking to himself. The smiles on his face grew more and more. The confidence on Fang Fan's face made Chi, the cat-eared girl, feel a little unconfident. This guy is about to die, is he still so rampant? The cat-eared girl Chi rolled her eyes, and she realized that Fang Fan had indeed been poisoned by her cat. At this moment, the changing appearance of the whole body is very pure, and there is no unexpected situation in it. Overall, it's all pretty normal. But why would it evolve like this? Can't read. I really don't understand it. Could it be his plan to delay the attack? Just trying to hold me back in this way? Yes, it must be so. If not, how could it have evolved to this point? He wants to fool me so that he can deal a fatal blow to me, or he wants to get the antidote. Thinking about it this way, he is at the end of his rope. Since that's the case, there's nothing to worry about. Now there is no need to make extra troubles, just look at him like this, and watch him die. As for other things, you don't need to care about it at all. And Chi, the cat-eared girl, thought to herself, and gradually showed an indifferent smile on her face. This wave stabilized immediately, and I was afraid of a hammer. It's just that before the cat-eared girl Chi could smile, the smile that was about to show on her face was frozen directly. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Only we can cure the cat poison of our Snow Cat clan. You, how could you? Why, how did all the toxins on your body disappear? What the hell did you do? Are you also a member of the Snow Cat clan? The cat-eared girl Chi's beautiful eyes widened in an instant while she was talking, and her breathing couldn't help but become extremely rapid. At this moment, she really seemed a little dazed, which was far different from what she expected. A glance at the past, full of shock. In addition to the shock, there is also a sense of treachery that cannot be concealed. All in all, it looks very unique. There are also some deviations in thinking. Snow Cat family. Do you think I look like a cat? I said it just now, if you want to get rid of this poison, you just need to have hands. There's no need to care about that. Is it difficult? Fang Fan shook his head, while talking, then shrugged indifferently. I don't need to say much about the others, I feel that it must be in place. If it's time to pretend, just pretend. At this moment, the cat-eared girl Chi's mentality is obviously a little broken. She took a deep breath, her brows tightened, her teeth trembled slightly. I do not believe. You're lying to me. This is a blindfold. It must be a blindfold. Right, that is it. And Chi, the cat-eared lady, turned her eyeballs, and then her body turned quickly, and then attacked Fang Fan again. This time Fang Fan directly held her paw indifferently, feeling the feeling of the cat-eared girl Chi's paw scratching her palm. Fang Fan smiled silently. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2702. Fang Fan, who had just used the serum card, now has some serum flowing on his body. Serum and toxin are originally opposite to each other. Touching each other at this moment, directly followed by a full-scale explosion. Ah! My hand, my hand! You monster, monster! The blood on your body, It's scary. And she, the cat-eared girl, was going to pierce Fang Fan's arm with her claws just now, and then poison Fang Fan again. But at this moment, Fang Fan's hand was stabbed. But when Fang Fan's blood flowed into her hands, and she, the cat-eared girl, inexplicably felt waves of crazy tingling all over her body. Her claws also shrank imperceptibly. What the hell, what happened? Why did it become like this? Angie's lips twitched unnaturally. At this moment, thinking secretly in my heart, the sound of breathing became more and more rapid. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling followed invisibly, my brain trembled intermittently, and the gesture of gnashing my teeth was vividly displayed. So real. Really want to cry? The blood on Fang Fan's body can directly corrode her poisonous claws. Is this someone sent by heaven to punish her? Thinking of this, and she, the cat-eared girl, changed her facial expression very quickly, her whole body hummed unconsciously, and her lips twitched unnaturally. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling is immediately broken. You, don't come here. Do not come. Can you not come here? You pervert, pervert. Angie, the cat-eared girl, is crying. Crying so heartbreakingly, the eyes looking at Fang Fan are full of horror at this moment. No matter how strong her charm is, even if she can fascinate Fang Fan, so what? The last attack turned into this. Isn't this directly slapping the face? This is playing with a hammer. To attack Fang Fan is to kill oneself. How can I fight? At this moment, the picture on the arena is directly reversed. At this moment, Fang Fan directly crushed the cat-eared girl and she. Seeing that cat-eared girl, and she, crying cowardly, the audience in the surrounding auditorium immediately followed in bewilderment. How could this be so? This is crazy. Or stupid. That's it? Insane. Crazy. Crazy to the extreme. This feeling is especially clear. The gamblers and audience who had bet on the bottom set off a new round of full-scale complaints at this moment. What the hell, what about playing? I had some hope at first, but now this hope is crushed into slag. It really hurts to pull the big mouth out. Grass, how many ink marks, labor and capital's heart goes in and out 3 times, and the star core almost didn't lose, and the heart exploded. This guy named Jean Tien doesn't look like a baby at all. This is simply what the Colosseum used to confuse us. This fighting method is extremely sophisticated. From the beginning to the end, the combat power is magnificent. Who says it's not? In all aspects, you have to follow and stabilize. Until the last moment, I don't know what the result will be. Keep your mind steady. I always feel that there will be a reversal. This Jean Tien is a brand new big black horse. He is immune to all poisons, but why did he turn blue and green all over his body before? It was clearly a sign of poisoning. Routines, all are routines. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2703. Waves of roaring sounds erupted, and the emotional phenomenon was quite obvious. No matter who loses the star core, the mood will not be good. Especially with the change in this roller coaster market, I feel more and more depressed. This back and forth is a double loss. Really is one step to heaven, one step to hell. This feeling is even more real invisibly. Thinking secretly in my heart, all kinds of feelings in my heart invisibly increased. Needless to say for the rest, it feels basically in place. Bai Piao in the audience subconsciously pouted. I knew it would be like this. I know this guy too well. You have to make this wave of things to feel comfortable. It hasn't changed from beginning to end. Too bad. Fortunately, I have already figured out Fang Fan's little thought. While Bai Piao was talking, he immediately complained all over the place. Needless to say anything else, this feeling is very real. Sima Zhen, the super tutor of the God of War Academy, stood aside and listened silently, feeling a little tingling inexplicably. Is this all so beautiful? Show off the rhythm of Skyrim. Why do you feel so empty? Speaking of which, not only can the star cores I voted out come back, but I can also make a lot of money. Before I lost my fortune and bet, now it's the same. Call. Exciting, it's really exciting. Is this the charm of the gamble? One word lives, one word dies. It's so exciting. No wonder so many people are stuck in it and can't extricate themselves. Sima Zhen, the super tutor of the God of War Academy, murmured to himself, and his facial expression shone brilliantly while talking. Thinking about this battle in my heart, my eyeballs rolled rapidly. Needless to say about other things, this feeling is in place virtually, it is really exciting to the extreme. Invisibly, the whole body was trembling crazily. It is probably such a very real feeling. Grand Uncle G kept stroking his beard and nodding his head, the smile on his face was so pure from the beginning to the end. Naturally, it was impossible for his apprentice to be overwhelmed like this. His disciples are going to hold up the sky. My husband, why did you let that cat-eared lady submit to him? This bad guy won't have those thoughts in his heart again. How can you look like this? This guy is so bad. Xiao Liulai's focus is a bit different from that of others. At this moment, you only need to glance around to fully understand. Overall, that's about it. Very real and very clear. What are you thinking about in your little brain? Don't think about it. That's not the case at all. If I'm not mistaken, Fang Fan should have taken a fancy to the cat-ear girl's paws. If she can receive her subordinates, her poisonous claws can make people hard to guard against at critical times. Murong Yu seemed more sensible. Now that she was talking like this, she nodded silently, she felt that this should be the case. As for Fang Fan's thoughts, Murong Yu was relatively clear with insight. Why do you always speak for that bastard? There's something wrong with you. I think this bastard has impure motives. Maybe he has a hobby in this area. These men, he. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2704. Ding Ling, the middle-aged beautiful woman mentor, curled her lips. At this moment, only some of Fang Fan's special hobbies broke out at that time, so it evolved into the current state. Special hobbies, that's very real. After a wave, the feeling is invisible and completely in place. After all, in the Guangming Academy and even the first-class temple of the Guangming Alliance, it is not that there are some dudes or nobles who like this special taste. Especially such special species as cat-eared girls, rabbit-eared girls, even fox-eared girls and even elves. Most of the women in these ethnic groups are quite charming. Under this kind of charm, they are also a special ethnic group, and they have some special distinctive features. For some people with special desires, this is the most beautiful existence. I can't wait to rush over and directly occupy it. These fantasies can't help but flash in my mind. Lingling, you have too much resentment towards Fang Fan. Anyway, it's good to look at it objectively. You're thinking too much. Murong Yu opened his mouth, then smiled wryly and shook his head. I don't need to say much about other things at this moment, I feel a little headache for no reason. Such a little thing, as for speaking so directly. In all respects, it's good to be calm. Hum. It's not that there is a lot of resentment, but that's exactly what happened. These men, one counts as one, they are all big pig's hooves. Not a single good thing. They're all fickle lovers. Ding Ling, the middle-aged beautiful woman tutor, was talking, and the look of resentment on her face grew more and more. Murong Yu gave a wry smile. He didn't know what to say now. Some things just couldn't be explained clearly. On the arena, after Fang Fan showed a strong posture, the mentality of the cat-ear girl and Chi also collapsed. Now as long as she puts her claws on Fang Fan's arm, she will feel a tingling sensation. This feeling is real and pure, and my brain is buzzing. If you continue to resist, you will surely die. The only way to save my life now is to stay alive. This is currently the only option. Thinking of this, the expression on the cat-eared girl and Chi's face immediately twitched. When it's time to keep a low profile, you still have to keep a low profile, otherwise you will be slapped in the face directly, which is not good. I am willing to surrender. I just hope that my good brother can save me a cheap life. My family still wants to serve my brother well. Good brother, my family made a mistake, my family will never dare again, and my family will never dare to attack you again. Good brother. A series of shouts followed, and the cat-eared girl and Chi's surrender gesture was quite real. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and glanced, the corners of his mouth silently raised. The process of subduing is quite simple, and there are not too many involved. Overall, it is still within the controllable range. But only she knows how much sincerity this cat-eared girl and Chi has. Fang Fan knew very well that the reason why the cat-eared girl and Chi chose to surrender was because she wanted to save her life. Whenever she finds an opportunity to escape, she will definitely not miss it. It is still unknown what will evolve into it by then. Everything erupts slowly and imperceptibly. But what Fang Fan needs is the superficial submission of this cat-eared girl, and Chi. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2705. The Contract of the Rage God. Fang Fan murmured to himself, and then put his hands on the shoulders of this cat-eared girl, and Chi. Immediately, a pure white gas directly entered into his sea of consciousness. Don't want. Let me go. Do not do that. It hurts. Ah. A heart-piercing roar came out of the cat-eared girl and Chi's mouth, and her complexion became increasingly ugly. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. The corners of his mouth twitched as he spoke. This shows that Angie, the cat-eared girl, has a strong desire to resist. The more she resisted, the more painful she felt. Rage God's contract is also one of the Rage God's magical skills controlled by Fang Fan, which is naturally extraordinary. Rage God's contract, Rage God's exclusive skill. As a virtual Rage God, you can use it. After using it, you can create a Rage God's contract with any creature regardless of the level, making it a Rage God slave. Constrained by the power of law, the cooldown period is 1 month. Because of the 1-month cooldown period, Fan Fan would not use it under normal circumstances, and would only take it out at critical moments. Surrender to me. You can relieve the pain and live. Otherwise, I will kill you. Fang Fan's voice came slowly, inexplicably bringing a sense of absolute oppression to the cat-eared girl and Chi. At this moment, the power of the Rage God's contract is slowly penetrating into the cat-eared girl and Chi's body, and then it is completely contained, completely condensed into the invisible. Needless to say the rest, this feeling is extremely pure. After about a few minutes, the cat-eared girl and Chi became more and more docile on the capital stage. At this moment, he knelt down in front of Fang Fan respectfully, and then sweetly called out, "Master." Everything has been settled with the dust. The rapid change of the picture is more or less eye-opening. This wave looks really eye-opening. At this moment, his brain was buzzing and trembling invisibly, and the sound of gasping for air gradually became extremely pure. Looking at it like this time, it feels different. How did these two people who were fighting each other to death turn into a master-servant relationship? This. Can this be a little more bullshit? Is this change too weird? Can you keep a little more steady on your feet? It is true to live on. Referee, you can pronounce the sentence. Fang Fan shrugged, then looked at the bewildered referee and reminded him. This. How does this sentence? Yes, it's time to pronounce the sentence. The referee mumbled a few words that he didn't quite understand, then walked over and announced Fang Fan's victory. Everything has been settled with the dust. If Fang Fan showed his arrogance by punching the tyrant sword to death in the first fight, then in the second fight, making the cat-eared lady and Chi submit has already shown her treacherous side. Needless to say anything else, this feeling is very real. Fighting and fighting, the relationship between the master and the female slave has been established. What can I do? This is really the first time in the Colosseum. Go up and fight and earn back a slave girl? Why? My apprentice is good at everything, but I can't control my personal emotions and desires. If you keep doing this, something will happen sooner or later. Go back and remind him well. Taishaji murmured to himself, secretly thinking in his heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 2706. 2 consecutive victories have been won by Fang Fan. Afterwards, Fang Fan seemed to be on the hook all the way. I don't know how many encounters with all kinds of opponents, but they have always been crushed directly. The things on the scene are displayed in a particularly pure way, giving people a sense of crushing consciousness. Each stared wide-eyed, and each was shocked. Trifecta. 5 straight victories. 10 consecutive victories. 18 consecutive victories. 19 consecutive victories. At this moment, Fang Fan's opponent's combat strength has gradually increased from the 3-star sanctuary to the 5-star sanctuary. Anyway, the rhythm is getting stronger and stronger, giving people a sense of endless shock in consciousness. At this moment, I feel my brain buzzing for no reason. The Colosseum's winning streak record list, the last one is also the 100th place and only 19 consecutive victories. In other words, if Fang Fan can win another game, he will be able to directly enter the winning streak list. The winning streak record gang in the Colosseum was built by countless arrogance and powerhouses over millions of years, and who can record their names on it? Which one is not the peerless arrogance of the world? This feeling has become extremely strong invisibly. Who would have thought that it would be like this? I'm stuck. I'm stumped. 19 consecutive victories. This is the rhythm of being on the winning streak list. The last time the Colosseum's winning streak list changed, it seems to be 5,000 years ago. At that time, a guy named Shuriking was born out of nowhere. Damn it, he suddenly achieved 38 consecutive victories, and then he reached the 3rd place in the Colosseum's winning streak. This wave of miracles has been revealed again. I don't need to say much about the others, this wave is very exciting. It's completely the rhythm of hanging and beating all dissatisfied. Scary. Damn, 19 consecutive victories. If I had firmly believed in the beginning and bet on this Zhang Tian to death, I would have done it by now. Hey, pass 5 levels and kill 6 generals, he is so awesome, what can he do? I feel inexplicably that my brain is about to burst. What else can I say? Apart from talking awesome, other words are cut off immediately. Hey, I really didn't expect it to be like this. Extremely weird. So powerful. The aura this Zhang Tian showed at the beginning was nothing more than a 1-star sanctuary. But why is it so strong now? Damn it, is it going to fly into the sky? Grass, my mentality exploded. It just cracked. It's so awesome, hang and beat everyone who refuses to accept it. So powerful. Maybe this is the real boss. Why is the gap between them so big? Hey, it would be great if I fell in love with Jean Tien and remained firm. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? It's sad and deplorable. The sky is speechless. There was a roaring sound, and the scene gradually became vibrated. Everyone started to widen their eyes, and the light in their eyes became more and more bright. Fang Fan, who has completed his 19-game winning streak, has undoubtedly become the son of destiny in the eyes of everyone. Needless to say anything else, this feeling followed invisibly. Then they looked at each other, and the gnashing of teeth was vividly displayed. Those who didn't win all the way to Fang Fan were naturally beating their feet and chests. Those who voted for Fang Fan to win, but didn't make it to the 19th game, complained that they earned too little. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2707. In the true sense, there are really not many people who followed the takeoff all the way. Of course, not without. Bai Biao danced excitedly, his eyes scanned the surroundings, and the sound of breathing became extremely rapid. Sent. Ha ha ha. It really happened. Fang Fan is too powerful. It's just a pity that the odds are too low in the future, otherwise, it would be more than 1 trillion low-grade star cores. Go on. Go on. Fang Fan boy. Keep going. Let me win a little more. It's developed. It's so humming developed. A roar followed, and things on the scene gradually shook to the extreme. Bai Biao started his journey to Versailles thoroughly. Why? Actually, there are not many low-grade star cores in the billions, and there are only more than 10,000 high-grade star cores when converted into high-grade star cores. Tisk tisk tisk, it looks like it's nothing, it's nothing. I have to continue to earn more. At least 100,000 top-grade star cores will be considered a bit of a look. Damn it, this Colosseum is so damn dark. I've already bet so many games, and I'm still giving one to limit the betting amount. Really, I don't know how to do business at all. Hey, what a pity, what a pity. But this little hammer hits slowly, take your time, there are only tens of billions of low-grade star cores in one round, I really don't bother to pick it up. While Bai Biao was talking, he pretended to be indifferent and pursed his lips. This guy is definitely the king of Versailles. After this wave of feeling is in place, the mind gradually vacates. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling is followed by a broken position virtually. Anyway, chattering, just like that. Okay. Don't get cheap and act like a good boy. Take it when you see it. Greedy is not enough to swallow an elephant. Give me a break. Grand Uncle G looked at Bai Biao beside Versailles, feeling a little headache for no reason. While talking at the moment, he let out a breath of foul air. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. The idea is very pure, and the feeling is particularly real. Calm down. Master. If you want to stop, you must stop first. You have earned much more than me this time. Master. Do you want to stop? I'm afraid you have to have 5 or 6 trillion low-grade star cores for the dozen or so you earn. Master, I was the one who reminded you to place bets, or would you give me some information fees? Bai Biao's eyes lit up, while talking, he nodded quickly and said. Roll. Do you dare to make an idea of the star core of labor and capital? Tai Shuja gave Bai Biao a direct look, then pouted and said. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. In fact, that's what happened in general. The rest of the things, in fact, can be stabilized to a certain extent, so don't panic. Cut. If you don't give it, Don't give it. Why are you so fierce? I also said that I am not partial. If Fang Fan wants this, I am afraid that I have already taken out the coffin. Hey, the same world, the same master, but not the same attitude. The palms and backs of the hands are full of flesh, why bother? How can this be? Too eccentric. A bowl of water is not level. Bai Piao yelled a few words, talking, and then complained from the side. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2708. I don't need to say much about the rest, it feels like it's in place. Bai Piao was still thinking about what to say, but Tai Shuja's eyes stared sideways, making Bai Piao tremble with fright. What the hell is a bowl of water not level? Stop talking to me about these things. What do you mean by different attitudes from the same master in the same world? Can you be the same as Fang Fan? Fang Fan has now won 19 consecutive victories on the Colosseum, and is about to enter the Colosseum's winning streak ranking list. You have a hammer here. I'm telling you, stop me. Don't make trouble for me. Also, don't call Fang Fan one by one in the future. Fang Fan started before you, it's your senior brother. Remember to call him senior brother later. Tai Shuja was talking, then pouted at the side and said. Needless to say anything else, this feeling will follow in place virtually. Feelings also exploded in an all-round way. Speaking of all aspects, it is such a feeling. Brother. Brother Fang Fan. I want to call that kid senior brother. I'm inferior. This is not right. Master, don't mess around. Endless black lines flickered on Bai Piao's forehead. While talking, he let out a mouthful of turbid air angrily. At this moment, thoughts gathered here, and more white eyes followed. Both of you, calm down. Didn't you find that many people have noticed our side? You guys are too loud. With so many wins, these star cores have become the source of trouble. Sima Zhen, the super tutor of the God of War Academy, had a dark face, and then complained angrily from the side. Needless to say anything else, this feeling will follow in place virtually. At this moment, my brain is buzzing. Because Bai Piao and Grand Uncle G made frequent bets, and they all won, and these two guys never knew what it was to be low-key, especially Bai Piao, who boasted in a high-profile way like Versailles with a little star core in his hand. A low-grade star core of 10000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 masters. And it's the kind of instant aim. It's okay, with master here, what can those little people do to me? If my master's name is announced, everyone will fall down in minutes. Master, you will protect me when the time comes. Bai Piao patted his chest, looking very casual. It's okay to protect you, 1 trillion low-grade star core protection fees. Tai Shuji shrugged and said sincerely. Bai Piao, can you play like this? Doesn't this seem a bit too goofy? The brain exploded invisibly. What kind of trouble is this trying to make? What about conscience? Conscience eaten by dogs. We are masters and apprentices. Is it appropriate for you to blackmail your apprentice like this? As a master, that's it? Bai Piao took a deep breath, quickly stepped back a few steps, and then secured his storage ring. It is impossible to pay the protection fee, and it is impossible to pay in this life. Even if I was hijacked, hammered to death, or hacked to death, I wouldn't be able to pay you protection money. I absolutely can't let this dark force grow more and more. Go, too goofy. Bai Piao took a deep breath, and while talking, immediately complained to the side. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2709. Uncle G rolled his eyes and didn't bother to talk to Bai Piao. Now all his energy is focused on the beast arena in front of him. At this moment, Fang Fan has already completed the task of winning 10 consecutive victories, but at this time, he obviously doesn't want to just retreat like this, and even wants to continue to explode. How the situation should change under such circumstances should also have a charter. Taishaji thought to himself, then took a deep breath. He suddenly remembered what Fang Fan said to him before. At that time, a steward of the Colosseum was touting Taishaji as the top 3 in the winning streak list, but Fang Fan complained about whether it was the top 3 or the 3rd. At that time, Grand Uncle G thought that this apprentice was too arrogant, but now it seems that this is not arrogant. He really has such strength, which invisibly gives people a sense of shock. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. The thoughts are gathered here, and the feeling is still very deep. This kid, it's not really going to break the game completely. He doesn't like the 3rd position in the winning streak list. Could it be that he wants to win the championship? Call. The corner of Taishaji's mouth twitched, and at this moment he suddenly felt a sense of urgency. He was actually thinking in his heart, what if Fang Fan really succeeded in reaching the top of the winning streak list? How will the situation evolve by then? Taishaji suddenly felt a little sour. His master seemed a bit out of control. Can this work? What should I do if I get slapped in the face? On the arena, Fang Fan ushered in his 20th battle. 5-star high-level sanctuary realm. This time his opponent is not a human, but a white whale tiger. The body is strong, and the hair on the whole body is shaking violently, giving people a sense of endless visual shock. Anyway, it looks pretty fierce. Fang Fan subconsciously yawned, and his whole body looked limp. It's been too long in the Colosseum, and I really feel a little tired. If it wasn't for the reward of the winning streak list, Fang Fan definitely wouldn't do this. At this moment, there is another wave of discussion around. They are all discussing the key points of this battle. At this moment, the expressions on everyone's faces are changing and very real. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling will directly break the position invisibly. Although this white whale tiger is only a 5-star high-level sanctuary, once its natal talent is activated, its combat power can even match that of some weaker 6-star early-level sanctuary. I don't believe that Zhang Tian can still take off this time. Humph. I don't believe it either. We don't believe in this evil anymore. Is it really this evil? It's absolutely impossible. This time I bet on the white whale and tiger. Hey, brother, why do you have to be so stubborn? No brains, cast this Zhang Tian, you will win. I have won 19 games in a row, and I can continue to win? I don't believe it. When you won 10 games in a row before, there were people who didn't believe it like you, and then he was cold. I went bankrupt, and then I couldn't think about it, so I followed suit. The current handicap is particularly intense. Now with a mood. Each follows a full-scale explosion. But invisibly, more and more people bet on Fang Fan. Although there are some iron-headed children, these iron-headed children can't last a few games, and they go bankrupt directly. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2710. After that, things unfolded more smoothly, and everything became completely silent. In the end, those gamblers who sang against the tune became cold, and those who stayed were all unswervingly supporting Fang Fan. So although the gambling market is very prosperous now, Fang Fan is betting all of them. Among 100 gamblers, 99 chose to bet and Fang Fan won. If things go on like this, the Coliseum will basically not be able to earn any star cores. The odds of Fang Fan's victory decreased from 2 to 1 to 1 to 1, and even to 1.01. It's no longer necessary to open this disc. If you continue to follow this kind of handicap, the dealer will follow suit. The Coliseum unilaterally announces that all gambling on Zhantien will be cancelled from now on. Can't afford to gamble, can't you hide? There are no fools here at the Coliseum. It is absolutely impossible to squeeze the wool of the Coliseum. At this time, the Coliseum can't afford to play. The gambler is the continuation of the second life for those gamblers. Seeing his money tree withering like this, of course he didn't want to, and then all kinds of venomous words followed, and what he showed was a gesture. I feel upset in my heart, and I just beat it when I go up. Why didn't you think of ending the betting when the Coliseum was cutting leaks? What the hell, now that you've been plucked, it's over. Is it so cheap? Crap. If you can't afford to gamble, get out as soon as possible. Why do you do all this stuff? Isn't it just a joke? Pit, vomit, really vomit, this? That's it? Playing with a hammer. Just go up and do it, it's disgusting. Everyone join hands to boycott this rubbish Coliseum, and we will not come again. Labor and management don't know how many star cores have been consumed in this Coliseum. What does it mean to close the gambling market now? Hee, this F***ck is suicidal. I can see it completely. Trash. Get out. I don't have any strength, open your casino with a hammer. Grass. Go away. The sound of bombing came one after another, and it never stopped. How can these audiences come to the Coliseum to watch some kind of competition in leisure and elegance? In fact, their most essential purpose is to treat this place as a super large casino. And in this super large casino, some of their bad tastes can be satisfied. This feeling is virtually unique. Needless to say about other things for the time being, the perception will follow in place virtually. But for the Coliseum official, as long as you can cut leaks, he doesn't care what you think in your heart. Inside the Coliseum, in a luxurious private room. Second Master. Those spectators outside are making too much noise. How to do this? According to their appearance, I'm afraid they don't want to let it go. Second Lord, just withdraw the betting board in such a hurry, those gamblers who are eager to lose may not want to stop here. Second Master, if the reputation of our Coliseum is ruined, this will not be easy to make up for. In the luxury private room, a man in charge followed with a helpless expression. Hee. We opened the Coliseum, what good reputation do we want? Those gambling dogs, as long as they still have illusions in their hearts, they will continue to gamble. Betting on dogs, I understand better than you.